We got some crazy weather here in Vegas, and just like during my childhood, I had to clean up all the snow. The kids loved all this white stuff, but I didn't really care for it. What a day! I got to go into work late today because of the snow. Alright, so remember yesterday, did this, really worried about how flimsy it'll be, and because those biscuit joints didn't get into the actual joints that were cut out for this anchor. So I'm afraid I'm going to break this. So I'm going to do now, I got this sheet of plywood. And I drew an oval on it. I don't know how well that picks up in camera because of the blue lines. It's just to mark the center. And that's gonna go right there. So I gotta cut this oval out. For the edge of that plywood, I got some edge banding. And it looks like you just cut it and iron it on and trim the edges. I've never used this stuff before, so hopefully it goes well. I got 25 feet. My math tells me, actually I have no idea because it's on a circle. 3.146. Can't be more than 8 feet that I'd use. So I'll get a couple chances. I'm not the best with the jigsaw, but I think I did an okay job with that. I don't like the knots on this side. I think we're gonna use this side. So I gotta do a lot of cleaning up, sand this edge. I did get a little bit of tear out on the edges there. Oh man, yeah, that routed edge is making it look a lot nicer. And I sanded it, which helped, and cut off all the excess that the CNC machine didn't get. This looks pretty good. We'll continue with this. Getting a little weird here. I might get a piece of the scrap laying over here, so I got a better base. Got everything sanded and routed. I can't route this edge because then, I guess I could have. Try it on the back side after we get this on and see if it'll blend in well enough. The instructions say to use the iron set at the cotton settings. It doesn't say anything about steam. What is this roller thing? I don't even own one of those. Oh, it was exactly 7 foot 10 inches, so I was 2 inches off. Didn't need 8 foot. It says use some kind of craft paper. Use that to protect the iron. And this is my nice iron I use for my uniforms. I really don't want to screw this up. I don't have craft paper. I have construction paper. Hopefully that works. I've got a little piece of blue painter's tape down here at the bottom. I think that would be a good spot for the joint to end up. I got a little bit going over the top and on the bottom. I'll just use the spoke shape to level that out. See if it works first. It says you have to roll it. to the end here. I just got this little piece left. I want to make sure I get it perfect. This is either going to be on the very top or the very bottom. That's kind of the whole purpose of doing it in this spot. So it won't be seen, but I want to get it as close as possible. What's up, beautiful giraffe?
Thanks.
Show the world. Yep, nice beautiful giraffe. And the wife started watercoloring it recently. So on the front, I got this tear out along the edges. I don't like the way it looks because you can definitely tell that that band is there. And on the back side here, which just has a couple knots, but now I think I like it better because it blends in so well and I don't have any tear out along the entire circumference of the thing here. Right there's the butt joint where it comes together. Nice tight fit. So this is now gonna be the front. And I got some crap on here, so I have to sand it down anyways. And this is the tool I used. I did use the knife for a little bit, but using this because it's got such a nice flat back on it, I can run along the edge. And any part that was sticking up, I still have a little bit. It would clean that right up. And this thing is super sharp. This is from a guy locally here in Vegas that made this. It's a beautiful maple burl handle. I don't know what kind of steel you use, but it's super hard. It was a pain in the butt to sharpen and get that polish finished on the back and on the edge of the blade. It's just a marking gauge, and sometimes I carve with it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's his name on Instagram is 702 Knife and Tool. I think that's what it is. If I remember, I'll put a link down below. You can check out the stuff he makes. He makes knives out of rasps like this, and the texture here goes into the final product, and they look beautiful. Beautiful knives this guy makes. So there it is, all sanded up, just like the other side, but it looks better than the other side. So it's gonna go there like that, and I think the light. I'm going to leave this a lighter color. It's going to get a coat of stain to yellow it a little bit. But I'm going to make this a darker color. Red mahogany is what I have right now. I got a little bit left, probably just enough to coat this one time. How's that look? I think I love it. And I think I'm going to love it even more with this on there. And again, this will be a little darker, more yellowish, but I think that's a nice contrast on there. See how you see it. Yeah, it's gonna look good. So what do you think of that? I think it looks fantastic. It is Friday night, and I need to have this done by Monday night. Tuesday's very busy. We're supposed to present this tool on Tuesday. I got a sheet or a layer of some polyacrylic on the back. I got the stain drying on this. And I went and picked up this brass kick plate thing because I can't find any brass anywhere to make a little plaque thing. I didn't know I was going to make that, so in a bit of rush, I set up to design it and then cut that down to a more reasonable size, get it mounted in the CNC, and cut it out with a V-bit. And it'll say, "From us to you, thanks for all your hard work," and all that. So I need to get the CNC machine down. Oh my God. I just broke it. The thing I took multiple attempts to make just broke. It has not been a good day. Alright, today is now tomorrow. It's a new morning. Pretty upset about that anchor falling. But it's okay because it's all going to get glued to the back plaque part anyways. Alright, what I'm doing now is this is my test piece to run tool speeds and stuff for the CNC. I got it to work. I'm a little sick. And here's the other piece. I'm going to take this off once I get it flipped over, but I got to get this to stick to this test piece, or this board here. You do that, I'm just going to lay down some blue tape on the back here, and super glue it, smack it on there, and it'll stay. That's how I got the test piece to work. I'll let that dry for a few minutes, and then while that's doing that, I'm going to open up that vector file I created yesterday for it, and easel to slow down the tooling pass a little bit.
The CNC machine was a little too loud for this part. I used 5-minute epoxy to glue down the anchor with some weights to keep it flat because it still had a little bit of a curve into it. It worked out well. There's still a little bit of a gap where it broke, but I was going to fill those with wood filler anyways. Here are the 3D printed parts that First Art and Hard Stuff made with a wood filament I had given him. He made the, how do you pronounce this? The Caduceus, along with the Eagle Globe and anchor and the Vegas skyline there at the bottom of the anchor. And I'll glue these down once I mount the plate. I wasn't sure if I was pronouncing that right or not, so I looked it up on the Wikipedia. And it is pronounced the Caduceus, and this is from the first paragraph on the Caduceus. And there's some other words in there I might not pronounce correctly, so bear with me. The Caduceus is the traditional symbol of Hermes and features 2 snakes winding around an often winged staff. It is often mistakenly used as a symbol of medicine instead of the rod of Asclepius, especially in the United States. The 2 snakes Caduceus design has ancient and consistent association with trade, eloquence, negotiation, alchemy, wisdom, and controversially thievery, lying, and the passage into the underworld. The modern use of the Caduceus as a symbol of medicine became established in the United States in the late 19th and early 20th century as a result of documented mistakes, misunderstandings, and confusions. So, it seems that this isn't the symbol that they should be using. But we all know what it means when we see it. And here I'm just explaining what I plan on doing with the plate when I do mount it down. I went and got some brass screws. They're a little too long, so I do have to trim the ends off so they don't go all the way through the board. And I think I separated them all about like an inch in the final product. And I wanted to give it that riveted look that you would see on naval warships, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Well, after multiple attempts, finally got this done, and I am going to put brass screws around the edges. I've already used the center punch to mark all the holes. I just got to drill all the holes out of here. I'm going to have to cut those nails down, make them a little shorter so they don't go all the way through that plywood that it's mounting to. And then very carefully hammer them in without marrying this all up.
After I drilled all these holes, I did use a deburr to make sure it was sit flat. This is me gluing everything down using a 5-minute epoxy, the same stuff that I used for the anchor itself. And here at the end, you'll see I used some blue tape to tape the items down. And when I'm taping down the placard itself, I throw the blue tape and it hits the caduceus. But I did fix it under the 5-minute drying time, so everything was okay, and it didn't leave any unsightly marks or anything. So everything worked out well for this glue up. Now that the glue is dried, or the epoxy, I'm putting in all these little brass nails using a plastic soft face hammer and some tweezers because I don't trust my little fingers. And these are quite short after I cut them. I cut them all probably about in half. They're not all the same length, but it was good enough to hold it in, and I really like the texture I ended up with. And after I did all this, I did give it a quick polish. As you can see, it's not actually solid brass, it's aluminum coated with brass, which was not on the packaging, so I was a little upset, but I think it gave a nice look. I was happy with it, and I think Doc was happy with it as well.
Hey, sweetie. This big thing here, you want to come look? Tiny little nails will hold it down. Feel it. That was cool. Interesting. Did you wear your thing on one shirt? Wasn't it Dr. Seuss Day? Oh. This guy right here. And it's done. The only thing I have to worry about now is the hardware for the back to hang it up. Done. Now I can't say this was a real fun project, but it was an honor to be able to do this for a foreman. So tomorrow when I present it to him, he's either going to have a smile or a frown on his face. That'll tell us if he likes it or not. I'm pretty sure he'll like it because I made it. And I got some help from the first sergeant with the 3D printing that he did.
Well, he seemed to love it. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Be sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what I can do better. And I will see you next time.